making a video. Yeah, I think I'll use this as the first segment and warn you that this video is a mess. Anyway, so somewhere later on, I talked some more about the interview between flv and Zombie Guy. And then at the end, I'll just throw on some stuff where I was working today doing breaks, but I really didn't have time to explain or do anything, so it's just pointless. Just extra rubbish, just tacked on. Anyway, I did listen to Thunderfoot, Magic Sandwich Show, or whatever it's called, DPR Jones guy. And, those guys are, you can listen to them. It's not insufferable. While I was doing other computer work. I actually have a job, and I really don't want to do it, and I gotta do it. Yeah, I'll show you what it looks like. Yeah, it's an easy job, though. Well, it's easy. Well, whatever. I have to do this form. I have to fill out this form and make it electronic. So I have to do these forms. Anyway, it's not your problem. I'm just not in the mood. I just can't get in the mood. Tired of everything. Anyway, Piro. I did listen to Piro, and he made me think of something. I can't remember what it was now, though. But related to the whole Thunderfoot thing, and these people keep talking about the atheism thing, and Piro keeps talking about philosophy like it's complicated. And Barklord's complaining because, life gets dead-endish. His problem isn't with technology or with progression of the human being. He'd be just fine if our progress was going from, pointy stick to rock on the end of stick. If our technology was crude and simple and we were still fighting for the good cause of, surviving, then, the game would make more sense. It's that stoic kind of bullshit, that's all we want is a good war to fight in, a good battle for our survival, and then we can feel all victorious because we survived our life. And so, now you have to expect a little more. Survival is kind of a given, pretty much. And, it's just not an accomplishment anymore. The adversaries have all been smited. There's no bear to go out and wrestle. Whatever. The enemy is dead. The enemies are us. That's the only other enemies left are other human beings, other idiots. And that's it. And so now there's just this war between philosophical perspectives, and whether or not this is the right way, this is the right course to the future, or this is the right road, or this is the right road, and we're all just going to argue about these roads. Piro talks like philosophy is, I don't know how to. It's just so mushy. I mean, it's so way too complicated. It's just not that complicated. There's a truth to our progression. And even in the Thunderfoot thing, these guys, they just had a rally for reason. Why can't they just say that the truth is defined by that thing called a reasonable doubt? That anything that can't be reasonably argued, that there's just no concoction of rational words that you can put together into a rational, coherent grouping of words that will somehow explain it. And there's no rational explanations for God. All the explanations are clear. I mean, it's an old silly fable revised over time. The only reason why it's been successful is because the armies that fought for it were more successful. It has no magic powers. It has no authority. There's no evidence of it being anything better than any other story. An alien could show up tomorrow with another story of the great oatmeal, the great bowl of oatmeal that created the universe, and we would laugh at it. It's just, and that's all these religious theories are all laughable nonsense. They're all unreasonable beyond a reasonable doubt. They could be declared off the table as realistic prospects, realistic definitions of reality. And the one we're left with is quite realistic, quite within the realm of reasonable, that chemistry gets complicated, that one time on planet Earth, as far as we know, a piece of now biology happened. A replicating cell that had a DNA molecule holding the key to its conformation, its construction, and that enabled there to be this incredible evolution. The evolution couldn't have taken place without the DNA molecule doing the real evolving. And that's why there's no other examples of it. That's why it isn't just common. It's because it's a really bizarre circumstance. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. The point is that matter gets more complicated. The elements combine, they get more complicated, and that's all we are, is a product of that complication. And all our faculties exist through a process of evolution because they were survival tools, because they made us better gladiators in a war of life or death. And that's it. There's no great story here. It's a crappy, cruddy, shitty, stupid story. And the truth is Barklord is crashing into the truth that there's no place for us to go with it. We're just going to keep putting, we're going to make bigger and bigger guns. We're going to play with more and more dangerous science, and we're either going to blow ourselves up, or, you know, accidentally, or we're going to do it on purpose. And even if we didn't do that, we'd still be stuck having to recreate a world anyway, to contrive an excuse to play the game, because we know what the game is. Create a fake piece of cheese and a fake hunger and go chasing, and it's stupid. I mean, really, it's the game's over. It's over. You know, and the Feta guy said something about how I'm repeating myself. Well, that's true, but these truths are so fundamental and so unaccepted by the majority of people that I guess you really have to just keep saying them over and over. There should be nothing else we should be babbling almost. Then why don't you look at the truth? The truth is that everything about you, every single thing about you, was constructed for a world you wouldn't want to live in. And having these faculties can only lead one way. I mean, it's disaster if you attempt to use these tools, these technical tools, because you're still an animal inside, and the animal will fuck it up. And regardless, there's nowhere to go. We already know what the game is. It's just a wheel. You get in the wheel, and you get hungry, and you just keep chasing because you're hungry. That's it. You're just chasing satisfaction of a hunger that doesn't need to exist. You're chasing a need that doesn't need to exist. Yeah. It's just so simple. So anyway. So anyway, this will have to do for a video. So there's this other bit after this, and then there's the last bit, or something like that. Sorry, it's just really been it's going to be one of them weeks. It is one of those weeks. I can't believe, it's fucking Thursday morning already. I'm so fucked. Yeah, nothing to say. Nope. Yeah. Alright, then quit saying things then. Just hit the button. Okay, hit the button. There, this is what the camera would look like without the little lens. Yeah. So the little lens does play its part. It's a good little lens. Anyway, sorry, whispering's no good. It'd be like a Piro video. Anyway, till next time. I don't think there's anything else that's important. I'll try to get back to the regular videos, but you know, just like I said, this is a bad year or two I'm going to be having. Yeah, I got a year or two worth of things to do. I really got to catch up in my life. Way behind. Oh, cool. You can see me through the window. Anyway, yes. Lights on. Yeah, whoa, hard. Anyway, video. I should make a video, but I'm really just too distracted. I'm just really can't see straight. Anyway, doesn't really matter. I did listen to the rest of this interview with whatever zombie picture show and feta. And, yeah, whatever. I don't know what to say. A couple of things. Alright, yeah, well, there's one part we saying I'm unoriginal. Or, well, no, not that I'm unoriginal, that I'm not saying anything new. And so my videos aren't worth listening to. Which I sort of have to concede, but can't anybody say that about anybody who's talking on any of these subjects? As soon as somebody's seen about 100 atheist videos, haven't they seen every video ever made? And, yeah, that's about it, right? Well, anyway, and then you pointed out that we disagree on a couple of things, like economics. What? So you're for the rich, I guess? Ew. You don't think workers should get paid? Instead, we should pay owners? Ew. Yeah, we could talk about that. And the right to die. You're not for the right to die. You don't think people should have the right to die by their own volition. That somehow they should pass your test. They should be able to fill in the blanks the way you say so to be qualified. Yeah, if the questions you're going to ask them is, do you know what planet you're on? You know, what exactly qualifies somebody? I believe in God. Is that what they have to say? What is exactly they have to say to qualify, to have your permission to invest their own welfare in their own judgment? I just, you know, maybe just wrong answers. Maybe if they just fill in the blanks and they just get something wrong, like they say, you know, what planet are you on? They say Mars. Well, then you can disqualify them. I might agree to that. But otherwise, yeah, fuck you. Mind your own business, cunt. I made some crack about me being, he's too rude. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever to that. That's right. That's just a style issue. You're too patronizing and artistically convoluted. You're kind of dishonest. Yeah, maybe that's it. Full of shit. Well, anyway, so then, and the misogynist thing. Yeah, he's you know, he really thinks that men are oppressed, that men have issues that women aren't understanding. In this interview, right, this is, you know, the one guy, the zombie picture show is totally whacked, because, like, he just keeps talking like, I'm not an anti-natalist, but I'm an anti-natalist, and blah, blah, blah. And even Feta kind of got it wrong a little bit, because he sort of implied that David Benatar wasn't for eliminating all life on Earth, and he really is. I mean, he points out that animals aren't having a great time on planet Earth. So, I mean, he certainly gets that. But whatever. Side issue. I mean, he's sort of an ethicist, I think. I think he is. Okay, so whatever. I mean, I only changed, you know, I only had to use this new name because there's people like this zombie picture show guy who think antinatalism is about population control. And it has nothing to do with population control. It has to do with a philosophy that recognizes that life is a zero-sum game, and that you're only introducing the existence of a negative, because there is no real positive. The positives are all made out of illusions of accomplishment in our head, that we're gaining something when we're just basically digging ourselves out of the hole that nature puts us in the beginning. And so you're just not even getting the subject. You're not an anti-natalist if you're just worried about population. Human population is too high. And even Feta guy, you know, he basically just sloughed off the whole animals and just said, oh yeah, well, if we just reduce human population, well, and the animals, they won't last I mean, something will destroy the earth anyway someday. I mean, yeah, so just write them all off. Write off every one of our ancestors to keep on suffering. Every chimpanzee and orangutan and gorilla. I mean, look, if there's no human beings, these animals are going to be more prolific. And their carnage is going to be, where I'm sitting right here, is there's going to be animal carnage going on. I mean, why would I leave sensitive, sentient beings to that carnage? I mean, that's the bigger negative. I mean, I know us humans are all full of ourselves and think we're the whole deal, but that's the bigger game. Like, we're only a tiny chip on the game board. They're doing most of the living, dying, and suffering on this planet. Realistically, they just are. Yeah. Yeah, sorry to disappoint you, but we're not the center of the universe. We're not the center of the planet Earth. But anyway, yeah, so I'll come back to, I did also listened to, but yeah, they said some really crap. Oh yeah, I should do the sex thing. So they're talking to someone about sex and women, men and women, and I just don't go for this whole whatever. I've never met these couples, that are open and that are honest with each other and say, I'm going to sleep around. I like her tits better than yours, and I think she's hotter and she's this and that. No, I don't think relationships like that. I've never seen one. I mean, maybe you can do that. And maybe there are people who want to live that way. They just want to have a bunch of one-night stands and then go home to the wifey who will cook them dinner, and then she'll go out and whore around too. I guess I'd just say as warning, you really, I don't think you want your girlfriend sleeping with me. I really don't, because if she's any good, I'm gonna, I'm gonna try to steal it. And and then on the second side of that is do you really? I mean, it's that whole thinking about all the people the other person slept with thing. Who knows what your mate is going to be bringing home to your your relationship bed in terms of all kinds of creepy crawlies and nasty diseases and shit, because they don't apply great judgment in deciding where they're going to whore tonight in a drunken, horniness. Well, whatever. I just don't. It just sounds a little crazy to me. I mean, whatever. Relationships are fucked up, but I just don't see how you unfuck them by fucking around even more. I don't get it. Yeah, so sorry. I don't get the whole casual sex thing. It just doesn't really, if you're gonna do it right, or don't do it at all. Something like that. I can have casual sex with myself, and that's pretty safe sex. So yeah, I think I think I'll just do the casual part on my own. Whatever. But anyway, so that isn't exactly a relevant subject, but whatever. I thought I'd commentate on, because they did spend an awful lot of time talking about it. Apparently this zombie picture show is this lying creep who cheated on his wife all over the place and doesn't mind talking about it. Sorry, that's sort of an indication of low character, I'm afraid. Yeah, it sort of is. Yeah. Yeah. And he had kids through this process too. So, yeah. Cheating on a little kid's mommy. Pretty pitiful. Anyway, till next time. Well, it'll be brake job day. Yeah, so, car jacked. Yes, rear disc brakes. They waited too long. Rotors are stripped. But, whatever. Alright, progressing. Okay, getting there. Bolts are out, and this little thing pop right off, right? That's what it'll do. Anyway, really thin disc. Really thin in the back. Anyway, yeah. Progressing. What a bitch. Yeah, really worn down. Anyway, really lovely day though. It's a little windy. This isn't a very good wind camera. So, anyway. So, yeah, really bad. People. Oh, this is the way they should look. This is the old one. Yeah, a little bit of a difference there. Yeah. They even cut the top of the thing right off. The thing. I know all the technical terms. The thing. Anyway. Yeah, we're getting there. Almost done.